These coder people, man. I sat and watched like the first. Just I only had to watch like the first 2 minutes. You know that one dude with the hair that's just like out of control. He's on all the Alien History Channel things. You're like, dude, you do that with your shit hair on purpose. You do know you have the Corella Duville thing going on, and you know who else? Heat miser. Yeah, why are you doing the heat miser thing with the hair? I think he does it to elicit certain emotion, Melania Trump's hats and shit. Yeah, that's why I think he do it. Yo, that's no, I'm serious, man. Nah, it just like it's just hard to take him seriously for his heat miser hairdo. You're like, I take this guy a lot more serious. If you can have long hair, but just even in a ponytail, I would take him more seriously if he had long hair and a ponytail than with that, kinged out with the. It's like I bet like Bob used to do with the Mexican girls on South Central with the bouffants and the hairspray. He said, "What do you think I'd do if I approached him with a cigarette lighter?" It's like, Bob, you need to stop. You're gonna get our asses kicked. Shit was funny. The Mexican girls back in the 80s and the 90s, they used to do the big thing with the hair and the hairspray. And Bob said, I should just run up, and just have a lighter and see if they all run. Just see if I catch one and it go. I was like, you are a sick fuck, Cummins. Because you got to admit, it's kind of funny. Yeah, I'm laughing, so I get it. It's okay. In a sick and twisted way, it is kind of funny. I know Amy would laugh her ass. That's funny. Yeah, my little Amy Susie Bear. She'd think that's funny. Yeah, she has a twisted sense of humor. Well, she was mentally and emotionally and sexually compromised and abused by all the people that you watch in the movies and vote for president and all that shit, and say, "Oh, I want to grow up to be the next Bill Gates or the next Steve Jobs." Just grow up to be you, living a life free from assholes that home invade and manipulate you with their technology, so you think you owe them money to live here until you can get other people to owe you money to live here. That's pretty fucked. A fucker is an animal that never stops fucking. Coyote is always hungry, and Coyote never sleeps because Coyote has drones and robot technologies, and he will blow up your fighter planes with his $400 drones. You paid $8 million for that fighter plane from Northrop Grumman Halliburton, and the Northrop Grumman Halliburton sold the Ukraine the same stuff to blow up their planes. Why? Because money is not real, and genocide is their business. That's insane. I know, but do you know? Okay. So I was watching those old ancient alien muckle tud knuckle fuck snickle fuck snickle fuck knuckle fuck, and I was led to believe that there was an alternate universe of people that tried to eliminate their sex organs and focus solely on the brain, and realized they were wrong because they were even worse, focusing solely on the brain than sexual reproduction through mutual benefit to life sacrifice given to us by the glory of God. So they surgically altered themselves in the future and found out that they were worse than better without their sexual reproduction. So they sent somebody to Roswell through a wormhole to say, hey, this alternate universe sucks. Let it be. Holy covenants. Let her be. Let her be. Let her be. There were some empathetic, respectful understanding that we're able to control the brain and go back and say, it's not about the brain, it's about love and life. And like Parsons said, the animal in the sea that's in an environment that cannot build shelter to sleep and rest in peace and wake up and do things in peace, develops massive amounts of brain activity just to survive. It's not for faithful love and working in peace and resting in peace. It's just merely for survival. Okay, Parsons is just more intelligent than by nature than Hawking or Feynman or Oppenheimer, because they're excessive and compulsive and like to be condescending and make other people feel stupid. I come in the room and they go, damn, fun's here. We don't get to make other people feel stupid. Right, so Zach sits there and goes, no, Zach, it's like this. Oh, cool. Yeah, so the thumb is a finger, yes. And toes, they're just all toes, but you don't have a thumb toe. But your big toe is the one that helps maintain your balance better. If you cut off the big toe, it's harder to keep your balance. So you want to protect that big toe just like you want to protect your thumbs. So you don't have your thumbs. It's really, So boom, 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 boom. That's why do you think they had thumb screws? Why do you think they tortured people's thumbs if they didn't capitulate? Because it was hard to function without thumbs. Well, that's horrible. Yeah, I know. Anybody want to go win Wimbledon? What about Roland Garros? What about the U.S. Open? Did you bring your thumb screws? That's horrible. That's what you're celebrating. That's what you're participating in. Does it make you feel all important? Them got no love for one another. Hey, let's go watch Our Planet full episode from PBS. A man wants to live in the forest. He built a house of wood. It is small, but he will live in it. Share caregiving course Steve built to last. Okay, don't bomb yourself back in the Stone Age to feel like you're more righteous than the rest of us because you're not participating in industrialized genocide. You're just acting like it doesn't exist and trying to bomb yourself back in the Stone Age. That's just, wow, that's good brain activity. Hey, homie, give me another beer. Hey, Mo. Okay? Do you understand? Okay. The Simpsons. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum. Look out, it's Mr. Flanders. Look out, it's Mr. What was the guy's name? The crazy old fuck with Smithers. What was his name again? Was it Mr. Burns? Was Mr. Burns the creepy old guy from the nuclear power plant and then Smithers? I think so. It's been a long time. Because my Amy was Maggie Simpson, yeah. Lisa was Jenny. Bart was Mike. And Peter was Homer. And Barbara was Marge. Okay, they were the Simpsons. Yeah, they'd watch that. His dad worked at a nuclear power plant. They'd joke about that. It's like, that's funny. My little Maggie. Yeah, she's good at that. Yeah, half the fort knows. They shouldn't know. That made me so mad. Especially with Oscar. The night he conceived my daughter, he grossed out on Amy's mole on her hip because he was fucking somebody else's wife that he didn't love. He was doing it to be like a gang member with a Navy SEAL that was trying to bring down my rep. And all the kids knew it at NSI. And one of the Cheyenne kids sit there and told me, oh, your wife. I said, you're not her type. Thor and Eli and Dooney, I think it was Duty or Doogie, whatever, he went and ran down the hall and told Amandeep and Robert Nice, Dad knows. Dad, he knows they're all fucking his wife at the bar and talking shit about it all across town. He knows. What? He acts like he's totally clueless. He just didn't want to, and then Robert and Amandeep came to talk to me. I said, no, I just didn't want you guys to all be distressed by it. If the gossip didn't get to you, I didn't want to tell you about it. I didn't want you to know what they were doing with my wife. Bob called their mom, I said, what are you going to do about it? And that's when the kids set me down and said, Dad, you know who you are, right? Yeah, they told me the same thing at NSI, We're not NSI at Three Springs in Arizona. You're the dude from Lawunda that's in prison and protects both sides to keep all the Mexicans from killing each other so they're not prison fodder for the man. Chico, don't be discouraged. Yeah, I'm not the man. No. You get people to fight, fucking kill over money with science projects to fuck with their heads. Me? Chico, don't be discouraged. I don't have crazy plans and schemes. Money's not real. I'm the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer. I am way better than affirmation. Boop-a-doop-a-doo, boop-a-doo, doo-doo-doo, boo-doo-doo. I am the living body of Christ. I am the affirmation of the Lord's Prayer. I am kingdom come. I am the ways of the apostles to end Armageddon. I am the boy from the book that came until he appeared, a soul felt its worth. Okay. And I was working out there on the side of the shed and cleaning up all my stuff and cleaning up the barn. And the way the pyramids in Mexico, it's the same way the pyramids are in all the other places. It's not gods coming from the sky. It's people fucking with wormholes to fulfill political, social agendas through manipulating narratives through string theory and whatever what was going on in the late 1900s, early 2000s, and then they said, well, we got to stop all this shit. Of course you got to stop all this. It's unstable and can put the entire universe at risk because of your egotistical conflict. Commander Taggart, you saved us! Ah! Go back and correct one single mistake. You know how to correct one single mistake? Recant, repent, and go and sin no more. Accept the perfection of the Lord and love your children and your family faithfully, eternally. I'll be loving you eternally. Or Roger Whiskers. I like Roger Whittaker. Yeah, my favorite is, for you are beautiful, and I have loved you dearly, more dearly than this. He falls in love with a Polynesian woman, and then he has to go back for king and country and all that, and he knows he'll never come back because he probably has a wife and kids in England. It's a very sad story. Yeah. I'll watch the English mist roll through the dale. If he survives it, he'll have to go back home and be courtly lifed and all that, and he won't have this beautiful Polynesian woman that he really passionately loves because he's free from all the bullshit of the British court life. It's a very sad but beautiful song. You ever heard it? It's called The Last Farewell. Bum ba dum ba bum ba dum ba. It's one of my favorites. Well, I can totally relate. Yeah. I don't want to be a part of English courtly life. I want to go to my special island. Oh, I get Joe, you know. Younger than springtime, are you? Older than dirt, am I? That's what Amy used to sing to me when she had me watch South Pacific. I'd laugh. Oh, Bloody Mary is the girl for me. Yeah, happy, 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 happy talk. Talk about what you like to do. Most of you would have looked at her mom and said, oh, hell no, what if she looks like her mom when he gets older? I would have looked at her mom and said, I like her. She's got a lot of spunk, and she looks like she'd be fun to roll around in a grass hut on a Polynesian island when she gets older. Well, I'm not superficial. The greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved. And I might, you know, when I get older, losing my hair many years from now. And guys, when I got in shape in 2013, I got that V thing that Brad Pitt has that I never thought I could do because I never excessed on exercise because Jesus didn't want me to. And I didn't have to excess. It was 8 months of doing basketball drills and defensive back drills, 8, 10, and 12 pound rates, and pyramiding into things of 3. And it was about a half an hour of cardio and anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour of resistance training 4 days a week. And I had a Brad Pitt body, but in better shape. Not as excessive and compulsive as the old football coach for the Michigan Panthers. And if he said we want to do professional wrestling over the last part, I bet you I'll be able to kick that man's ass faster than he could tie his shoes. Even faster than that, most likely, yeah. We all know that from the parking lot at Food City in Arizona. Yeah, you know, Obama, Biden, Clinton, you were there. Was that the night that the daughter of the colonel that was monitoring lost her virginity to all of you in a threesome in the Situation Room? Oh, yeah. We got the video? Bet you Donald Trump masturbates to it all the time. That's how sick these people are. Yeah. It's okay. I'm not. And I'm the gracious good shepherd from all the stories, and they're not. So just hang in there and stand up for the Lord's Prayer. All you everyday people that want to live the Lord's Prayer, there's more of us than there are them. And like Joseph Smith said with celestial bodies in the kingdom of heaven, you guys will be healthier, more physically appealing and attractive because you won't be chemically poisoned by their industrial revolution and their war god bodies. So fuck Planet Fitness. We don't need their money. All we need is peaceful, faithful love of the Lord's Prayer. All right? Peace.